and go. Whee!
Damn.
What you just saw, or maybe already have seen on Twitter or Reddit the last days, is something I'm calling a crypto slingshot double jump. If you ask yourself, Moki, what is even going on? What is this? Where have you been the last months? Calm down, I'll explain it. Just give me a few seconds. Let's do it like this. For the sake of you, the viewer that clicked on this in recommended, thanks by the way, I'll explain what a crypto slingshotted double jump is first. And then get into what I'm currently up to, what's happening on the second channel, fan art, for my subscribers. Sounds good? Let's go. If you aren't already aware of it, you can grapple crypto drones and stay connected to them while they move around. We have known about this for months, and it was even officially shown off in the System Override trailer. Recently Octane then got the ability that his jump pad gives every legend that uses it a double jump, which I might have had something to do with. I and many others then discovered that you can keep your double jump till after you grappled. If you combine this with the crypto slingshot, you can do some ridiculous shenanigans with it. Here I want to say that I strongly believe that this is not an exploit, this isn't a glitch, this is purely a result of combining existing game mechanics. And it's so hard to set up, requires so much coordination, and you put yourself at a massive disadvantage by being 200-300 meters away from your teammates in the end. The only advantage you gain by doing this is to not play the game and just hop up and down on a jump pad and only engage in gunfights at the very end, which often leads to you getting into top 3. And because of that I also feel totally free to completely lay open the routine we developed to get what I'm calling an accelerated crypto slingshot consistently. You of course need 2 gaming buddies that are willing to spend games doing nothing but trying to catapult a pathy across the map. Here I have to give a massive shout out to the buddies that helped me do this from my Discord, especially Anton that hopped into game after game helping me to produce this video. If you have your gaming buddies, I recommend you go into the firing range first and get the routine down before you actually head into a game. Once you have arrived in the firing range, put the Octane jump pad down, stand in front of it and melee. This will shove you a tiny bit forward and you will land on a jump pad, only jumping up and down on it. Get your crypto buddy to position themselves at the height of the apex of your jump. On flat ground that's around 18 meters above the floor. Try to have the crypto drone hover about 3 to 4 meters in front of you. This usually results in it being about 24 to 25 meters away from the jump pad. Now that the drone is in the right position, you can just grapple onto it and slingshot off of it. If you don't know how to slingshot already, a while ago I made what I'm claiming is the video to teach you how to slingshot. It will be linked like everything else I'm mentioning in this video in the description. So slingshot off the drone, circle around it, just play around a bit with it and see what happens. Where it gets really interesting is that the crypto pilot can move his drone while you stay connected to it. The method that we'll be using is a simple fly backwards. But seriously, that's it for the crypto. Moving backwards while letting go of all view inputs. The angle letting you adapt where to go and especially adapt to the terrain we're in, but we'll get to that when we leave the firing range. Through all my crypto slingshot experimentation, it seems like it's much more reliable for Pathy to be the shot caller. So he gives the signal to crypto to when start flying. Yeah. This means all the delay and latency of voice chat and the game can be adapted to by the Pathfinder, who has a much better feeling for the height of his jump. Now to when to give the signal. Here I want to make clear that giving the signal to start flying and grappling have to be 2 different actions, because we are trying to grapple onto the drone as we are already falling down and the drone is already accelerating. And go. because this will give us what I'm calling is an accelerated crypto slingshot. An accelerated crypto slingshot combines the momentum gain from the slingshot and the crypto drone, because it is very easy to just sort of stay connected to the drone and get carried away by it. It's very hard to explain because slingshotting is a feeling, sort of. A feeling of having tension in the grapple and being able to slingshot off of that tension. Grappling the drone while it is accelerating and you are falling keeps that tension for long enough so the drone can actually carry you a bit, but you are still able to fully slingshot out of it. With the height and distance to the jump pad we have set up, it seems that giving the signal to go slightly after you already started falling. But then grappling the drone comes a tiny bit later. Here it becomes your responsibility as a pathfinder to get a really good feeling for the apex of your jump and when you're leaving it, to get the exact timing out for your situation and the latency between your gaming buddy, the game, etc. You also have to try to grapple slightly over the drone to compensate A, for you falling, and B, the drone accelerating. If you did everything right, you will feel it. The difference in feel between a normal slingshot and an accelerated crypto slingshot is completely different. All of a sudden the grapple feels like it's a bungee cord that lets you fall before catching you. Usually when grappling, you immediately start to accelerating as soon as the grapple connects. If you feel confident about this basic routine, it's time to take it into the games. Here comes into play what I mentioned about adapting to the terrain you're in and imagining your flight path, including the double jump. Don't be afraid to play around with the height or angle of the drone or other parameters. The routine we developed is just a very good baseline to get it working in most circumstances. It's not the end-all be-all method for all crypto slingshots.
Into the canyon?
Like from here over that building into the hill on the other side.
Incoming care package.
Damn.
I love loot.
Like looking at it
That-
from here seems absolutely absurd. Go. Now that we are actually in game, you might start asking yourself, but where is this useful? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you about how it's not. No, seriously. Of course, this is not a tactic with which you will shred through pred lobbies. But at least the normal crypto slingshot is, in my opinion, a really fun strategy in duos. Letting the crypto slingshot you into enemy teams before EMPing them is just way too much fun. This crypto slingshot duo strategy actually very nicely leads me into what is happening in the Moki content universe currently, because I have shared this clip and the tactic on my other socials previously. In general, if you want to see more things that I make, you should definitely sub to the second channel for gameplay and generally things I can make in less than a day. I will, for example, upload all the footage of us messing around, getting into combat or other shenanigans while trying to get footage for this video. Follow me on Twitch, yes streaming, no date, but yes streaming. And follow me on Instagram, Twitter and Reddit. On Reddit I even made a new subreddit called Apexrollouts for the showcase and discussion of all things movement related in Apex Legends. While I have been filling up those other socials, I actually have been working on the next big Moki video in the background. Certain things just had to come together for it to be complete. In general, a video has to fulfill certain expectations towards production quality or storytelling, or needs to provide some other kind of novelty or high value for me to consider it worthy of posting it here on Moki. In this case, I had the idea for a crypto slingshot a double jump somewhere last week and decided to test it out on a whim 3 days ago. With the massive attention this first clip got on Twitter and Reddit, convincing me to make a fully fledged video out of it, while the other big Moki video comes together in the background. Here I want to mention that if you want to directly support whatever creative endeavor I embark in on this channel, I actually have a Patreon. It only has 1 tier so far, but this already gives you early access to main and second channel videos, and you get to see work in progress and behind the scenes materials of various kinds. If you want to see what the editing timeline of this video looks like, or want to see work in progress versions of the fan art I'm currently doing, you can both find them there, but I will get to the 3D fan art in a second. I currently provide these benefits via a special channel and role on my Discord server, which you are very welcome to join even if you are not a Patreon. We play private Titanfall 2 matches there basically every Saturday with very custom super fun game modes we have come up with. And overall we just built a very wholesome and genuine gaming community there. Okay, let's talk about Apex fan art. There is a project on Twitter called 31 Days of Apex, where during July each day has a prompt for which you can submit fan art for. So far I managed to do 19 of 24 days out of it, but hope to make one for each of the last 5 days once I finish this video. You can find work in progress pics and thoughts for these in the CoinFriends Discord channel if you decide to become a Patreon. Me taking part in this fan art project actually has to do with me trying to polish my 3D skills for the next big Moki video. Okay, whew, that should be it with plugging stuff and giving you calls to action. I hope to welcome you on all my other platforms. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a blast in trying to get crypto slingshots going for yourself. Please tell me how it went, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!